大家好，我是 Martin, and this is Short Stories brought to you by the Taichung Ke Language Center. Today we are going to read another French story called The Little Prince, or as they say in French, La Petite Prince. It is written by Antoine Saint-Exupéry, and if you do not like my French pronunciation, too bad. I am from Missouri, a state that has a city named Versailles. So I'd say I did a pretty good job. All right, let me tell you a little bit about this book. It is best known as a language learning book. If you have ever studied French in high school, you have read this book. It's mandatory, so it is very, very well known. It is a simple children's story. However, in typical French fashion, it revolves around some pretty complex ideas about love and relationships. Well, before I start on the story, I'm going to introduce the vocabulary and vocabulary example sentences. And after we finish the story, I will give you some reading comprehension questions. Are you ready? Then let's begin. Vocabulary. Pilot. Pilot. The pilot's favorite part of flying is when the plane is over the clouds. Damage. Damage. My computer was damaged after I dropped it on the floor. Repair. Repair. I wish I could repair my broken computer so I didn't have to buy a new one. Approach. Approach. When the dog approached, the cat got very scared and ran away. Apologize. Apologize. After Sasha shouted at her friend, Chris, she felt badly and apologized. Grown up. Grown up. Grown-ups and children often have very different ideas about the world. Riddle. Riddle. Though riddles can be puzzling, I love to try to figure them out. Poison. Poison. Snow White takes one bite of the apple before its poison makes her drop to the ground. Ignore. Ignore. Naughty Terence ignored his father's rules and got into trouble. Depress. Depress. The death of my aunt greatly depressed me. Echo. Echo. I heard the echoes of everything we said to each other in the small cave. Wise. Wise. A wise old man once told me to treat everyone kindly. Bloom. Bloom. I love to take pictures of the beautiful blooms on the cherry trees. Visible. Visible. Beyond the city, the tops of the mountains were still visible. Well. Well. Edna went to the well to get some cool water to bring to the workers in the field. Realize. Realize. I didn't realize that Ethan was such a good actor until I saw him perform in the play. exist. Exist. Sadly, hunger exists in many parts of the world. Laughter. Laughter. Roberto is so funny that whenever he's around, all you hear is laughter. Okay, that's it for vocabulary. Now, let's read the story. When a pilot crashes into the Sahara Desert, he finds himself completely alone. He has little food or water, and his airplane is badly damaged. While trying to repair the airplane, a very serious little boy approaches him. The boy has blonde hair, a red scarf, and laughs warmly. In fact, he is a prince. Little by little, the pilot learns about the little prince. He is from a tiny planet, which is home to one rose. The little prince finds the rose rare and beautiful. He loves her and takes care of her. One day, however, he catches the rose in a lie. Though the rose apologizes, the little prince feels he cannot trust her anymore, so he leaves his planet. While traveling, the little prince encounters grown-ups for the first time. First, he meets a king who orders others around. He also meets a vain man who wants to be admired, and a businessman who is busy counting stars so he may own more. Overall, the little prince finds grown-ups very strange and narrow-minded. The little prince leaves for Earth and lands in an empty desert. The only creature he meets is a snake who speaks in riddles. The snake spins tales about its poison, how it's strong enough to send someone back to the heavens. The little prince ignores the snake and continues exploring. He finds a row of rose bushes, which depresses him. He had thought the rose on his planet was unique. He decides to climb a mountain to look farther, but only sees empty land. From the top he calls out, but confuses the echo of his own voice for people laughing at him. In his grief, the little prince sees a wise fox. However, the fox warns him that it cannot play with the prince because it's not tamed. The little prince learns that something is only tamed once you create ties with it and need it. The little prince tells the fox that he thinks someone has tamed him. He misses the rose he left behind. The little prince goes back to the row of rose bushes. Standing in front of the blooms, he finally understands. Though roses are common, his rose is special because of what she means to him. He returns to the fox and learns that important things in life are only visible to the heart. By the time the little prince finishes telling the pilot his story, they are completely out of water. They find a well, and the water feeds their hearts as much as their bodies. They realize most people don't see what's truly important in life. For the prince, it's returning to his rose. He seeks the snake's help to return to his planet. The snake bites the little prince, and he falls quietly to the sand. The next day, his body no longer exists. The pilot is sure that the prince made it back to his planet and hears his laughter in the stars. He asks us to let him know if we ever see his friend, the little prince. Okay, wow. Very interesting metaphors in that little story. It's meant for children, but you can see that it has actually quite a lot of depth to it. Well, now what we're going to do we are going to read the listening comprehension questions. I will read 4 questions. You do your best to answer them. Are you ready? Question 1. Why did the little prince leave his planet? A. He wanted to explore the universe. B. He was kicked out because of his bad behavior. C. He needed some water. D. He caught his rose in a lie. The answer is, of course, D. He caught his rose in a lie. I have no idea what the lie is, but it must have been terrible. Question 2. What did the fox teach the little prince? A. That his echo is laughing at him. B. That roses are all the same. C. That something is tamed when you create ties with it. D. That grown-ups are strange and narrow-minded. The question, or the answer, is C. That something is tamed when you create ties with it. Question 3. Where did the pilot meet the little prince? A. On the mountain. B. In the desert. C. Next to the rose bush. D. On the little prince's planet. The answer is B. In the desert, where the pilot's airplane crashed in the desert. Question 4. Who helped the little prince return to his home planet? A. The snake. B. The fox. C. The pilot. D. The rose. The answer is A. The snake. The snake said it could bite him and his venom was strong enough to send someone back to the heavens. Well, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a very good week. Bye-bye.